Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. All right, we have a question today. I guess this really isn't a question, it's more of a statement. And I really like this statement because I think it comes along with a picture, and I guess we could say here a picture is worth 1,000 words, and maybe in this case 1,000,000 words. And this comes to us from Don Kaiser, and Don says, after 4 to 5 years, this one picture made the whole swing work for me. And the picture, as you can see right here, is one that we have on the website for marketing. And it basically depicts me at the top of the backswing with my club, 12 o'clock to the ground. And thank you, Don. That I believe says, like I just stated, picture's worth 1,000 words. And that's why I think videos are great to study from. And in many cases, it's really good to... if you have videos of yourself, to see yourself so you can actually see, because many times what we feel we're doing is not what we are doing. All right? And so if you can get yourself a camera or have a buddy and have him film you, you film him, and then you look at him, and then you can put them up against, you got videos of us on the website of me, and you can go and check yourselves out to those against me. And because I think I do the peak performance swing pretty good. And so I'd be a good role model, and that's what we all want to be, as good role models. But let's just talk about this and just, what do you actually see here? You see the club vertical. You can see me in this position at the top of the backswing right there. All right, 12 o'clock. All right, club is straight up, straight down. It's in harmony with gravity. If you were to skip a rock on a lake, your arms would have gone straight back like that. If you were going to throw a ball, you're taking the ball straight back, and there it is. You see, I'm doing it from this angle because I want you to see this back arm. And if you put that there and you put your hand there, you can see what? You created an equilateral triangle here, where the elbows are horizontal to the ground, the club straight up in the air. Today, most instruction with a big turn wants the club back over here someplace. It's behind us. It's laid off like this. Why do we call it laying off? Because here's vertical, and it's starting to lay down to the ground. All right? And anytime you start laying down, as soon as you get just about right there, say if this is a clock at 12 o'clock, 11, 12, 1, once the time you get to about 1 o'clock, it just wants to tumble backwards. So now you've got a very heavy club, and a heavy club is more difficult to swing. It's harder to change direction. It's harder to control. And therefore, if it's harder to control and it goes slower, you're not going to hit it as solid or hit it as straight, and therefore with not as much club head speed. You got all the things going in the wrong direction. All right? So we want straight up to come straight down and straight through to swing it back up again. So a lot of times, I think one of the things that most golfers don't do is they don't engage their mind enough to kind of sense in their mind what they want to do. And in many cases, sometimes we have to even think and picture things a little radically. Like I've said it before on tape here, that in my mind, when I swing a golf club, I feel like I take the club straight back, straight up, straight down, straight out, and I'm swinging just like this. All right? Now that's radical, but sometimes we have to be radical to get what we want. That's why I say sometimes some of the worst books to read about golf instruction is to read a book from a tour player. Because these guys, many of them, you read their books and you really read the words they're writing, and in many cases, most of them didn't write it. They talked to a writer, they told them what they think, what they sense, what they feel, and then the writer writes it out based on what the pro told him. But the point still is what they're describing is what they sense, see, and feel in their mind, in their mind's eye. When they put the words to what they sense and feel, the words in the pictures don't match up. Because, as I said, there's no doubt that I swing. I'm not swinging straight up and down. When I transition, the club gets pulled down a little bit on the inside. I'm fighting it like crazy, but it's not straight up here exactly at 90 degrees to the ground all the way. We know the bump causes a secondary spine angle tilt when it goes back and pulls the club down a little, and the hands and arm down inside. But my job is to not let the club fall back there, because once it starts going this way, it wants to go that way. But I got to fight it, try to keep it this way so it'll square up at impact correctly. So that's a physical movement that I over-exaggerate in my mind, in sensing and seeing it in my mind to help me keep the club as vertical as I can keep it, to produce the maximum vertical incline plane in the backswing and on the way down to impact for solid impact. So we have to engage your mind. That's the things I'm always talking to a lot of you about, is engaging your minds to sense it, see it, feel it in your mind. You got to take words that I say and turn them into feelings. That's why we say another big issue of practice swings is I get into a good setup and I feel the swing, right? And then I set up to the ball and I swing the feel, all right? And another thing I've always said, especially when I got with different lies and everything else, I do it on those lies because I want to sense what that lie is going to do in changing my swing. And then I always say that once I felt what I want to swing, I walk in, I melt into the correct swing, and I melt into the correct setup to get the correct swing. So good practice swings, I feel the swing, and then I step up and swing the feel. And many times, good pictures in our mind, as you just saw with me at the top of the backswing, just was the number one answer. That picture was the number one answer that helped Don Kaiser. When he put that picture in his mind, it started making his body move more correctly and hit better shots. It worked for Don. It works for this Don. It works for Don Kaiser, and it'll work for you. All right. So let's develop good pictures to get better feelings and swing those feelings based on those pictures. And you might amaze yourself how much more consistently, solid and straight you'll start hitting the ball and shooting those lower scores. That's it for the search for today, and I'll be talking to you all again soon.